Mori ore te whānau, welcome back to the Practice Run, your frontline pass to the hardest sports action, brought to you by 99 Dreams, empowering others to chase their dreams with your hosts, Tukoerangi, Rawiri, and sometimes we bring our friends onto the show, but haven't been lately, but we might be soon, because the bro's going on a holiday. But until then, we're diving deep into the thrilling world of the NRL Rugby League today, and who knows where the game will take us tomorrow. From the try line to the sideline, we got you covered.
Strap in as we tackle the big plays, the game-changing moments, and the stories that define legends. Whether you're a seasoned vet or this is your first hit-up, the Practice Run is for everyone. Every run, every tackle, every win. Experience the rush with us.
With exclusive insights, couch analysis, and a touch of humour, the Practice Run is here to keep you entertained, informed, and part of our practice squad. Because here, every practice run takes us one step closer to glory.
The Practice Squad, where every listener is MVP, powering our play every episode, every day. We'd also like to give thanks to 99 Dreams for powering our passion. Now let's kick things off with today's lineup.
Look, Whānau, it's the episode we've all been waiting for, right? It's Bulldogs versus Broncos. The one team that's in the 8 that everyone expected to be outside of the 8, and one team that's outside of the 8 that everyone thought would be in the top 8. Going head to head. One team's had a little bit of a skid last week. They came up with a loss. The other team come up with a win. It's going to be a big battle. And look, you come to the right place to hear a great debate about it. And we've got other games that we'll talk about this weekend as well. The rest of the league, we've got the Warriors versus Tigers, the Eels versus Storm, the Cowboys versus Sharks, the Roosters versus the Sea Eagles, the Dragons versus the Panthers, the Titans versus the Dolphins, and the Raiders versus the Rabbits. So, strap in. It's going to be a fun one. Let's go. All right. So, paper, scissors, rock. For anyone new here, this is how we do. This is how we roll every episode, every day. We've been paper, scissors, rocking our way through the season. It goes how any normal paper, scissors, rock game goes. It goes paper beats rock, rock beats scissors, and scissors beats paper. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. And up.
Hey.
Oh, different. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Both went paper. 1, 2, 3, shoot. And up. Ooh.
Oh. Okay.
Interesting. For the first time, I think that's the first time we've both changed and went to the same thing.
Yep.
Interesting. That was new.
That was
expecting that. All right. 3, 2, 1, shoot.
You got me. I
was like, surely we go through the cycle. That'd be great.
I thought about it, but then I was like, nah, we'll just.
Oh man, that was crack up. Anyway, bruh, how you been? How's the week been? It's been a long week, but a good week.
Yeah, the body's feeling a bit sore. I haven't been able to train so far this week, so which isn't good because the event is fast approaching and we can't afford off days. But this hammy just won't let me. I go for like a little jog and it just screaming no. So I've been taking it pretty easy this week, which isn't ideal, but it is what it is. We got to get there first, so got to look after the body. Other than that, man, been dabbling in some editing. I don't know how you do it. It's a new world to me. I had the software on one screen and YouTube up on another, and just constantly pulling out all the tutorials, how to do this, blah, blah, blah. Watch it real quickly. Oh, yeah, it wasn't too bad. Go to the next part. Okay, how do we do this? So a lot of learnings. The video turned out not bad, actually a little bit better than I thought. It was also so longer than I thought as well. Well, I kind of knew it'd be a long one, but it kind of is what it is. You know, I haven't quite figured out the transitions and all that, and you can tell that an amateur did it like quite easily, but I thought it was pretty good for the first one. You know, if I had like a little bit more like, I guess, experience under it, it'd be way smoother, could do it way quicker, but this is what it is. I'm just glad that it's over with, man, and that's pretty much been me for the week. What about you?
Hey, gee, editing do be like that though. It be like that, man. It's just a repetitive process, but once you get used to it, and when you master speed ramps, I'm still working on learning speed ramps, but like that's the best way to transition. Like it's one of those ones where it starts off normal pace and then you speed it up, add some motion blur, and it helps transition to the next scene or the next sequence in place. Yeah, look up speed ramps in the near future. But yeah, editing is it's a game, man. It's a game. And Fano, look, I'd give us way better graphics. I'd give us cool edits. I'd give us all that stuff if we had some time and resources. But right now, I am time poor. I am poor. Like, bro, the only thing keeping me from being on the streets is this roof over my head. Golly, times be tough out there, man. But look, what do they say? Tough times don't last. Tough people do. Yeah. Getting you motivated here on your Thursday afternoon, ready for the weekend. I just realized, by the way, we also say like Thursday. I'm pretty sure this drops on like a Wednesday afternoon for our American whānau and other whānau across the world. I don't actually know the time differences, but we're going to start locking in. I'm going to try and start remembering where until this drops, like what time frame and all that kind of stuff. It's interesting, right? We're welcoming them into the weekend, but they're probably just the same as us, just trying to get through Wednesday so they can get to Thursday, which is Friday Eve, and get the party rocking. So, like I said, for us here in Aotearoa, it's Friday Eve. We have NRLW kicking off tonight. There's a Thursday night banger. I mean, this better be a banger because, there's a lot of hype. But it's also the first game of the season for the NRLW season, so that's going to be huge. And they're putting it on the map for Wahine. Like, your competition is good when you've got Black Ferns who are currently in France competing, or not competing yet, but about to compete at the Olympics, saying once this is done, we're quote unquote retiring-ish. And what they really mean is they're off to the league, to the NRLW to make some coin and have some fun. Because we all know NZRU is kind of up the whack at the moment. I don't know if anyone has seen, but Ari Savir released an exclusive interview with the morning shift. So if you haven't seen that yet, go check that out. He explains a whole bunch of interesting thoughts and theories around that. Also, Sean Johnson had an amazing interview over on his new podcast called Players. Play On? Play On. I was going to say Players Only. I had that R. Kelly song stuck in my head. Yeah, Players Only. I don't know, man. I've been listening to a little bit, like, don't cancel me, but I've been listening to a little bit because people said that if you listen to R. Kelly, all the money that goes towards the songs actually gets paid out to the victims. So, yeah, random.
I don't believe that for a second.
You don't believe it? Surely, because that'd be part of the estate and all the like fines and stuff he has to pay. Well,
don't believe it.
It is what it is, Fano. There's some good music out there. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Anyways, let's dive deep into the Friday night double header, and we are kicking it off here in Aotearoa up at Go Media Mount Smart Stadium. The One New Zealand Warriors, the team with the longest name on the planet, the One New Zealand Warriors, they take on the West Tigers here in Auckland. And we get to see Roger Tuivasa-Sheck back in his native position of fullback. And amongst a plethora of injuries woeing these Warriors at the moment like that, there was a bit of a play on words there. What do they call that? A double entendre or something like that, eh? Ooh. Kupu ho. Double entendre.
Double entendre.
Gee. Oh. What is the definition of a double entendre? It is though, eh? Is it?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what you did. I actually don't know, but
it's supposed to be something like that. That's what, anyways. Also, in the wake of last week's online criticism, our boy Chanel Harris Tavita faced. All you people need to look yourselves in the damn mirror. I bet none of you could kick a goal like that. Even from as close as it was probably windy, pressure. Like, that was a game-winning kick. I guarantee none of you could step up and make a game-winning kick like that. And if you say, oh, yeah, I could, we'll do it after 80 minutes of footy, playing NRL players, and then say you could. Lash goal. Anyway, I hope the bro, can overcome that. I hope he's got a good, strong support system around him. I know the team will rally behind him because they're all brothers there, man. I mean, shucks. What's one loss in the scheme of a season? They haven't had many wins, so kind of just another day in paradise for them. They're taking on another team who are struggling to get some wins. They got some good attack so far this season, but yeah, they just, I don't know. They lack the intensity and the integrity to stay in the match for the full 80. We saw last week against the Bunnies. They had the opportunity there at one point to sort of look like they can swing momentum and run away with the game. What was it? It was the sin bin that swung momentum back the way of the Bunnies. It's that discipline that the Tigers have lacked this season that has kind of held them back from getting ahead. And I know I questioned the Luai move a lot throughout the season because I was focused on the Luai that we've all known to be kind of hot-headed, not quite sure how he would have fit within this team dynamic. This team really needs a leader, but after watching State of Origin, I think he's going to be the perfect blend for this team. Great leader, but also someone that's not about to back down. You want someone that's not afraid to run through a person. So the Tigers, like we said last week on the last show, your season's over, but look, just have some fun. Keep developing these young boys. Lockie Galvin, he's definitely a six of the future. Probably not at the Tigers, but somewhere, wherever he lands, he's going to be great. I'm also keen to continue watching the evolution, the development of Mitchie Barnett, who's captain. Man, what does Rog got to do to get his captaincy back on him, man? Like, Tohu's out for the season. What's wrong with, man? Hey, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not the coach, man, but that's rough. That's rough. You going to take his captaincy? Far out. Good to see the Samuela Fainu back. Latu Fainu getting some good starting minutes there at halfback this week in absence of the bro. Must have passed his judiciary. What's his name?
Aiden Caesar.
That's the one, Aiden Caesar. He remind me of, what's his name? Have you seen Planet of the Apes?
Yeah.
Together. Strong. We also see the return of Isaiah Papali'i. Those last names always get me, the apostrophe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it a Papali or is it a Papali'i?
Oh, no. Do you know they have that, like, what, 3 or 4 other NRL players have that same last name, and I swear they pronounce it differently.
Yeah.
What if it has to do with where they're from? I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
true.
know.
Like a dialectal difference, like here in Aotearoa, you got Kaitahu, Taranaki, everyone else's dialectal differences. Yeah, and I'd love to get like one of the brothers on the show and let us know. Like it could be like a village difference, But anyway, I'm excited for this game. I think this particular game is going to be one on the edges. I think it's kind of evenly matched through the middle. Tigers got some good young bucks. The Warriors have got more bulk, a bit more beef behind their engines, whereas the Tigers have a little bit more height and youth in their sort of phrase. So they can definitely come up with some big plays there. So I think get it moving out to the outside. I think the difference maker for the Tigers is going to be Uppy at the 9. Just getting some quick play the ball decisions from Uppy quarter, so I'll get their attack moving on that front foot. For the Tigers to win, they just need to stay disciplined and maintain that discipline for the full 80 minutes, because the minute they take the foot off the gas, the Warriors will capitalise. Let's just hope it doesn't take them 30 minutes to get into the game this week like it did last week. And I think for the Warriors, it's going to come off the back of Roger Tuivasa-Sheck playing out the back there. A lot of the last game's success for the Warriors came through Roger Tuivasa-Sheck's carries through the middle and then sort of bouncing on the outside, like Ben just said, faking the pass and then cutting back in and scoring a try. So those are some of the things you'd expect the Warriors to try and capitalize on. Dallin, I don't know, man. He's really fallen off this season. I think he was, Dally M winger of the year last year, and this year he's kind of defensive liability. It's it's sad to see for someone who was so popular with the fans last season. They're all still very popular. The Warriors are still selling out all their home games. It's great to see. Great for Auckland. Great for the game of rugby league here in Aotearoa. It's just been great to see them continue their winning prowess that we've seen last year. Because obviously, when the Warriors are doing well, the country's really behind them, and fans, young and old, really get in behind the team, and it's great to see. I'm not the biggest Warriors fan, but I was on the bandwagon this season. Maybe it's my bad luck. I'm sorry, Warriors fans. Maybe I brought it with me. You can put that blame on me, man. I'll be like Akon. You can put the blame on me. But I think that's enough about that game. Over to you for Eels and Storm, and give your predictions.
Yes, let's do that. On to the second game of your Friday night, kicking off at 10 p.m. at Combank Stadium. It is the Eels, second to last place, hosting the top of the table, most likely to be your minor premiers, Storm, in what would in other years be a blockbuster. Not this year, though. Not this year. This is, I'm assuming, going to be pretty one-sided. Just going to go out there and say it early. From the look of the team, there doesn't seem to be many changes, and rightfully so for the Storm. But for the Eels, not that many changes as well. I mean, they got a few ins, few outs. You got Guffer at fullback, obviously, so it's a good battle. Watch out, Guffer against Pep. Hopefully Pep doesn't get injured, but if he does, you of course have that superstar Whaolongo in the wing waiting. To be honest, man, you might have to think about just starting him and bringing Pep off the bench. Who knows? But these two teams aren't really evenly matched. I don't even know who Jake Tuggle is. Is that? There can't be.
Yeah.
What, is he related
Tungo.
to? Yeah, Tungo.
Yeah.
Is that his brother?
I'm pretty sure.
Hey. Yeah. Well, he's going to get smoked by Will Warbrick. I know it's not even opposite sides. Grant Anderson. Blaise Talangi. Of course, he's in the centres. Rumour has it that the coach for the Eels next year, or Riles. Jason? John? First name?
Matua Riles.
Yeah. Matua Riles has met with Blaise and has pretty much guaranteed him the number 1 jersey if he comes back. So I don't know what that means for Gufferson, if that means he is on the way out, or they're thinking of shifting him to centre. Be interesting. In the forward pack, pretty stock standard for both teams. Honestly, I just don't see a world where the Eels beat the Storm only because of Trent Barrett. If you've been on this podcast, you know how I feel about him as a coach. Great assistant coach. Great assistant. As a head coach, he's just not that guy. His attack's too predictable, I feel. And he kind of just lives and dies by the system, and he doesn't really live, he dies by it. And he gets a Storm team that's just rolling. Kind of feels like they're just, in a way still in second gear. But, they just get dubs. They just know how to get it done, and I expect this to be the same. I expect the Storm to win by a bit. It also doesn't help that the Eels, of course, are without Timothy Moses for the rest of the year, so that just compounds things. You got Jack Howarth in great form. Honestly, man, I could see them running riot in this one. Who do I expect to have a big game? I expect Jerome Hughes to be there again. Rumour has it that, where is he? Munster is actually quite close to returning. He could be a late inclusion, so watch out for that. If he goes, and I'm assuming Wishart's the one that comes out, but Wishart's also been playing pretty good. So
Mm.
I think unless he's like 100%, there's no need to like bring him back early. Just give Munster another week rest, especially when you're only facing the Eels. But I think I'm going to go with the person who I think is going to win Dally M, Jerome Hughes. He's taken over my pick from Munster. I do expect him to have a good game. Couple of tries, assists, couple of line breaks, line assists. He's pretty much been doing it all, and he's proving that he is an elite 7. So he's my pick for player of the game to take 3 points, or 6 points, shall I say, for the Dally M. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say, man. I do think it's going to be quite one-sided. The Eels might prove me wrong and then lose by 6 as opposed to like more than 12, You never know, but I just can't see it. But like I said before, plenty of times on this podcast, I've been wrong before. I've been proven wrong. So you never know. Damn it, I'm rolling with the Storm. That's all I know. Unless you got something to say, man, I don't really have much more to say. I think this one's pretty clear cut. So I don't even plan on watching it. Or I might watch the first half, and then hopefully if the Storm do their thing, I'll be able to go to bed in the second half.
Hey, say less, say less. I think I'll probably tune in for that. But look, we'll head over to Saturday now. We're going to skip the 5 o'clock game and come back to that later. So I'm going to kick us off at 7:30 p.m. Queens. I hate this stadium in Townsville. It's too long of a name. Why do you have to put it in Queensland? We already know it's in Townsville. Obviously, it's in Queensland. None of these other ones say like Sydney Supersport Stadium. No. Anyway, the Cowboys, they host the Sharks. Man, I swear I always got an issue. At least one of these teams always just give me an issue, eh? Like with these stadium. Like, what's that one? That tree stadium? This tree? Something like that. The
Four
last week's one,
Pines
eh?
or whatever.
Nah,
That's
the other one,
another.
the tree one. Oh, yeah, Four Pines Park, Manly. Anyway, the Cowboys are playing host to the Sharks. The Sharks now, they've been up and down. Is our boy back yet? Nah, he's still out for a bit. Oh, well, guess who does return soon? They're hoping is Murray Taulagi. So he is spotted there in the reserves. That is a key name because if he comes back, that will probably see Holmes shifted back to centre and either Purdue or Viliami Valea shifted out of the team and have Murray Taulagi back on the wing. And the Cowboys, they'll probably be hoping for his big return, especially coming off of that close victory last weekend. It was a tough one, but a close one. It was them who won, eh? They did win that.
Well, the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that versus Hughes?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Close win. Tough win. So a lot of them will be wanting to back that performance up and surely knock the Sharks off their pedestal a little bit just so they can maintain their place in the 8. It's going to be I reckon this is going to be a slobber knocker maybe. I just think that these two teams have the potential to sort of put together a performance we could all be proud of. I love that kit the Sharks are wearing the other week. So much so I've contemplated buying it. But yeah, it's striking. It's striking. Anyway, I think it was just because of how good Mulitalo played last week and how good he looked in that jersey. It's just not going to look the same on me, but I still want it just to replicate those images because that was a great game. He had a great performance that week, so he'll be looking to replicate that. And we did say, for a lot of that stint, the whole reason the Sharks performed so well at the start of the season was on the back of his try-scoring efforts. They went into a lull. He wasn't scoring as many tries. And then all of a sudden they have that big explosion game the other week. And, he bagged himself a triple, which was awesome to see. Now, we've got Kale Iro, who's pretty much just, he solidified that jersey. The only way he's not playing in that jersey is if he's injured. So he's definitely a key piece for the Sharks moving forward. But we go from Iro to Eason. And that's Liam Eason making his debut at fullback there. You've got, what is it? Is it not Eason?
No, I didn't expect you to say that. That's all. You threw me off, man.
What's his name? Is it not Eason? Was it
Fucking hell.
Ison?
Yeah, could be.
Goshen? My son. It's Liam Ison making his fullback debut. He is supposed to be the next best wonder kid, and look, fantasy fans, pick him up, man. He's here, I think, for 2 weeks in the absence of their fullback. So make good use of him. I know everyone just got 8 trades last week. I'm out of trades, man. I'm out of trades. I'm very through them all. What am I looking for in this game? Look, I'm looking for some Cowboys dominance through the middle of the ruck up there to win this game. And then, some flashy finishes from probably Kyle Felt. The old man's still getting it done this season. Everyone's talking about Alex Johnston, the old man winding back the clock. Ain't no one talking about Kyle Felt, man. He out here looking like a prime Rondo. Just dotting it down, man. He's just looking good. He's looking sharp out there. Good on him. I'm not a big fan, but good on him. Good to see old people still getting it. Speaking of old people still getting it, Thalma Lolo, he'll be looking to back up last week's performance with a strong one tonight. And if he can, man, look out, Sharks forwards. Now, the Sharks are starting Royce Hunt and Oregon Kafusi, 2 players that in our hypothetical game now play for the Knights. Interesting there because I feel like Royce Hunt is probably their best impact player off the bench. Hanging around with some tired forwards through the middle, catch a sleepy hooker. Having him start, I guess it worked for them the other time they were out there. But yeah, I just like his impact off the bench. I feel like him, fresh legs with some tired forwards, he can really get the momentum going for the Sharks. And, they're notorious for that slow start. So we'll see what happens there. But I'm tipping the Sharks just. Not too much, but just enough. Why? I don't know. I like Ison. I'm gunning for him to have a big game. I know his mum will be on the sideline singing "Ghost Son," and in the crowd they'll be chanting "Ison." So yeah, man, look out for a big performance from him. I'm looking for Neeks to score us a try. Also, commentators, man, how hard is it to say Nikora, not Nikura? There's no U in his name, brothers. It's Nikora. Come on, whānau. And Nanai. I'm sick of hearing Nanai. It ain't the whip. Ain't no nay. If players got to go through media training, I feel like journalists should also go through media training and learn how to pronunciate some of these whānau names out here because, it's a huge honor to have your name pronounced on TV. And, you want your whānau back home listening to hear it pronounced properly, rather than half this butchered shit that they say on the media. So if we ever get the chance to get big enough, if we start getting some of those media personalities on and we interview them, we got to at least give them 6 names that we can just try and teach them to pronunciate a little bit better. And if they don't, we'll be blowing up their phone at these once they give us their numbers and stuff like that. But yeah, look, like I said, I'm going Sharks over Cowboys. Only just, let's call it a 12-point margin. Over to you for Roosters and Sea Eagles.
Yes, this has the potential to be a game of the round, along with what we're hoping will be the game of the round at 5 p.m. Saturday. You have the Sydney Roosters hosting at Allianz Stadium. Seagulls is 4v5, so big implications on the standings and for going forward. And there are battles all around the field on this one. You have starting at fullback Tedesco, who has been in some really, really good form of late. Going up against Turbo, great battle there. For the wingers, you have the Twin Towers, Tupou and Dominic Young. Going up against Saab and your man, Tommy Talau. In the centres, you have Suali and the soon-to-be Bulldogs, Satili Tupanua, going up against Spencer Rich and Ruben Garrick. It's interesting because it's Satili and Ben, I think, will be guarding each other. And I'm pretty sure they're both natural second rowers. They're just playing at centre. So at least that kind of cancels it out, and I don't think anyone will have a mismatch there. Should be quite even. And then in the halves, you have the halves pairing of Carey and Walker against Brooks and Cherry Evans. So that is just mouth-watering just to think about these battles in the back line. In the forwards, it's much the same. Linu against Paseka. I wouldn't be surprised if they switched Linu like an hour before the game. So he's slated to start here with Collins. But I wouldn't be surprised if they switch and maybe it's Terrell May who gets the call up to the starting lineup. Be interesting to see because honestly, I think he's just so impactful off the bench. He can literally change games. And I don't know if he can do that as a starting prop because teams are a lot fresher, Where when we're now like a little bit more tired, his explosiveness shines even more. Obviously, you have Jake Trbojevic at lock. He's going up against Connor Watson. Brandon Smith up against Jake Simpkins. Josh Aloier. I'm not really a fan of him, man. I don't really get what the hype is about, to be honest. He's going up against Lindsay Collins. You have the informed Angus Crichton going up against former Bulldog Corey Waddell. So I'm leaning towards the Roosters having the advantage in the forward pack. And then when you look on their bench, Terrell May, he is a beast. You got Mr. White, Mr. Smith, and Nat Butcher. I don't know how Nat Butcher's still on this team, to be honest. Feel as though he should have been dropped ages ago, and I'm pretty sure he was pretty close to drop. He can drop if it wasn't for injuries. That's what's kept him there. But I honestly think this could be a close game. And I do think it'll be quite high scoring. Well, I'm hoping it is. I'm hoping for some free-flowing tries. Keep the scoreboard ticking. And we could go home happy on Saturday nights. Who do I think is going to win? I think it's better for us if the Seagulls win. Because
it's highly doubtful that they'll win.
You don't think they'll win, eh? I actually wouldn't be surprised if they get it done. I think they can get it done. I'm just trying to think, who do I want to win? Who's better for the Bulldogs? Oh, well, I guess if the Roosters win, the Seagulls only 1 point ahead of us, which means if we win, we jump them. If the Seagulls win, they jump the Roosters. So even if we win, the Roosters are still ahead because they got the better points for. So that tells me that I want... What did that just make me think? I want the Roosters to win. Yeah, okay. I want the Roosters to win because then if we beat you guys, we definitely jump the Seagulls. If the Seagulls win, we will still end up lower than both of them because the Roosters' points for is better than ours. Yeah, I think that's how it goes. Yeah, I think that's how it goes. So get up the Roosters. They got this. And Seagulls, you don't. Who do I think is going to have a big game? Teddy's been in some fine form. So he might be the pick of the bunch. Just doing another winding back the clock vintage Tedesco game. Even up against Trbojevic. But yes, I'm going to roll with the Roosters on this one. In a high scoring affair, I'm thinking 30 to 20 something. That's what I consider a high scoring game. Maybe they both crack 30. But I'm going to go with the Roosters. I do think they'll win by maybe a try, 4 to 6 points in it. In a high scoring affair, led by the captain, James Tedesco, leading the way. And obviously with Crichton just in his vein of form, and Spencer Leniu leading up the front. I think they just got a bit too much weapons for the Seagulls, and obviously it's better for my Bulldogs if the Roosters win. So that's what we're going to go with. That's what we're going to roll with. And I think we can move on to... unless you got anything to add, feel free to move on to Sunday's games.
Yeah, look, we'll move right along to Sunday's game. We've got the Dragons hosting the Panthers, 4 p.m. kickoff New Zealand time at Wynn Stadium in Wollongong. Man, I'm trying with this pronunciation, man. We're calling people out. We gotta try our best as well. So we got Sunia Taruva, Isaac Tango. Casey McLean is filling in for the rest of the season for Paul Alamuti. Paul Alamuti is supposed to be sidelined for the rest of the season. And people talk about Casey McLean, like he's pretty good. People want to pick him up in fantasy. And I don't know if it's because he's on the Panthers or because he really that dude. So keep an eye on Casey McLean in this game. He is one to watch. The other one to watch will be To'o and Lomax, Origin teammates going head to head. I think they'll be playing on the same wing. So To'o, his sort of power run game versus Lomax's aerial game. So Lomax will probably get the better of him in the air with the kick chase. But we all know To'o, man. He that guy. And this is going to be the battle of the two Delhi M wingers of the season. So who's going to get that nod as the number one winger? And who going to get that number 2 wing spot? I hope Zach Lomax has a great game. I've been a big fan of his this season. Shout out to Tyrell Sloan for putting me on the Dragons this year. And, yeah, I've just been enjoying watching Lomax's game throughout this season. He's had a hell of a season. He's a hell of a guy. So shout out my dude, Zach Lomax. On the other side of the ball, man, we're good to see Luai teamed back up with his captain Cleary. That's going to be a great halves pairing. Just watching Luai thrive under a halfback and Mitchell Moses during Origin period. He's just going to have that freedom to run the ball again instead of having to be the one who orchestrates the entire game, how he has been doing an amazing job of, by the way. I'm not saying it's not his forte. I'm just saying we just get to see that free-flowing, that run game of Luai, and I'm just hoping he gets a try. It's my own selfish want, to be honest. I need it for my multi. But yeah, I'm excited to see this new growth of Luai playing alongside Cleary, because, yeah, if it gels as well as it did in Origin with him and Moses, it's going to be scary for anyone coming up against these Panthers as they roll on through to ring number 4. I kind of want them to get to 5 so then they can have that whole season where they just say the drive for 5, similar to how the Patriots did with Tom Brady's. It'd just be phenomenal. I don't know how they'd go. Like, say they win this year, they're losing Luai, Taruva, Fish. Who else is leaving this team?
Not too sure, to be honest.
Well, I mean, even, those players alone are quite a lot of players to be losing, especially, they're all starting names that I just listed off. Yep. They're all starters. So, but we've said that every year. They lost Critter, they lost Bird, and they've lost Kikau, they've lost Lenu, they've lost... Who else am I missing? Everyone, man. They've lost everyone. And yet they still find ways to get it done. We've still got Edwards out with an injury, so we've got Dane Lowry stepping up there, man, and he fills the role as best as he can, and he does a bloody good job of it because he doesn't try and force himself into the game. He just plays what's dealt. And I think that's exactly what you need of a Dylan Edwards replacement, because we talk about a guy who doesn't force himself into the game. He just lets the game come to him, and that is Dylan Edwards. He doesn't force too much. He's the ultimate team guy. He's like a Tim Duncan, man. You don't notice his game, but by the end of the game, he's got 1,000 stats, and you're like, how did he end up with that many run meters? Mm-hmm. Like Tim Duncan, he had a quiet triple-double, man. He had a quiet double-double. You just were like, hey, when did he get 20 rebounds? It's just one of those players, man. They're phenomenal players, once-in-a-lifetime player, and I think, he's on way to have an outstanding career. He's a big part of this team, and I think it's just full credit to the Panthers' development system as the reason for their depth, because as we've seen with the Broncos and the Eels, when you lose key players, your performance slumps real big. So it's full credit to the Panthers and their ability with their depth to just keep winning games. They didn't win back-to-back. They didn't lose, back-to-back games in the absence of their key players. Even during Origin period, when all their boys are out, they still found ways to get over that hump and pull up some big wins. The Dragons this season have surprised a lot of people. they've been able to win games that they should have no chance in hell winning. And for some reason, they just find ways to believe in each other, believe in themselves, and get that job done. And I feel like this is kind of like a team of what do you call this? This is like Last Chance University. Have you ever seen that TV show where they just bring in a whole bunch of no hopers, put them all in random positions, and it all just plays together like a perfect storm. And I kind of feel like this is how this team is. It's just running off of bullshit and belief. And that's how they win some of these games, man. It's just with bullshit and belief. They keep themselves in these games. Some games, they get blown out. And you just look at them and go, man, how did they have such a stellar performance last week and then get a 40 bag thrown on them? So, yeah, this team, it amazes me. It astonishes me. I'd hate to be a Dragons fan because just the ups and downs of that roller coaster, I can only handle so much, and the Broncos is enough. I enjoy watching this team, but I'm glad it's not like I'm personally invested in this team. But I'm going with the Panthers. It's the smart choice. My heart wants to say the Dragons, but my head has to say the Panthers. I think it's Heritage round as well, so we'll see a whole bunch of Heritage jerseys making a comeback this weekend. But I think the Dragons are celebrating like their 25th anniversary of the team. I think that was the year they had the merger for St. George Dragons and the Illawarra Steelers becoming St. George Illawarra Dragons. So this is their 25th anniversary. There'll be a few old boys. And in saying that, there is a chance the Dragons can win based off of that old thing, man. The throwback jerseys can sometimes get you those wins. So who knows? Who knows, man? Because it's not just that you're playing with a new jersey on, you're playing for that jersey, but you got the old boys in the locker room. And sometimes they can stir the pot in just the right way that gets you fired up. I know that definitely would have been Willie Mason in that locker room, winding all those boys up, especially going up against the Roosters. Their 04 Bulldogs team was phenomenal. So anyway, hoping that the Dragons can cook something up like that. But yeah, if the Panthers come out in their chocolate brown jersey though, oh, that would be clean too. So I'm hoping all the teams get to pull out those throwback jerseys because it would be amazing to see. But that's it. I am going to still go with the Panthers. I'm going with the Panthers 13 plus this weekend. And yeah, I think it'll be a great game nonetheless. So, Fano, for your Sunday, put your feet up, grab a beer, put on the roast, and get it going. Over to you for the Dolphins v Titans up there in Queensland.
Yes, a game that I'm most definitely probably going to skip. If you follow podcasts, you know Queensland versus Queensland games. Just do not do it for me. But this game is actually pretty intriguing. We have the currently 7th place Dolphins hosting the 15th place Titans. This game is due to be played at your guys' home stadium, Suncorp. Wait, aren't we playing at Suncorp as well?
Everyone plays at Suncorp, brother. That's what happens when you don't have a bloody stadium to go to.
But like the next day, come on, man. What is this? Anyway, looking at the two teams and going into some battles that I'm interested in seeing. Once again, at fullback, we have the Hammer against Keone Kinney. It should be a good one. The battle of the centre pairings, Amarillo Farmworth versus Kelly and Sammy. And then in the halves, you have the old wily vets, Nikorima playing 6 and Kieran Thorne playing 7. And then you have the young bucks, Isaiah Katoa at 7 for the Dolphins. And then you have Jaden Campbell once again playing at 5'8" position for the Titans. Battle of the Wings, Jermaine Asako and Bostock up against Cam Pereira's the still leading try scorer?
Yeah, I think so, especially after the weekend. He scored again.
Oh. Him and Jojo Fafita. So I do think it'll be an interesting game. It'll be close, I reckon. But again, it's hard to see which way the game's going to go. I'm more than likely going to... Well, actually, it's not like they're playing at their home stadium anyway. But I'm going to go with the Dolphins. It seems like they are the home team here. To get it done in the close one, I think this guy playing number 11 for the Titans is going to have a big say in who determines the winner. That, of course, being David Fafita. He is going up against Lemuelu, I believe. And then, of course, you have Kafusi, Firma, Ed Lock for both teams. You have Chris Rayner for the Titans, Bromwich of the Kenneth variety, Dolphins. So, again, good battles all around. We have Wayne Bennett and Des Hasler, who are no strangers to each other. They would have played. They've definitely coached against each other many a times.
I think Wayne coached against Des as a player.
I would not be surprised at that at all. That definitely sounds believable. Looking at the bench, they've kind of gone number 17 here, Trey Fuller, who I believe just signed a 2-year extension with the Dolphins.
Yep.
So congratulations to him. And I have no idea who this Josiah Pahulu is, number 17 for the Titans. But alright, and the rest of the team look pretty stock standard, man. I do think this will be a game with no defense. So you heard me saying I figured that the Roosters Manly game might be high scoring. I also predict this one to be high scoring. Which way am I going to go? To be honest, it's a tough one, but I think I will roll with the Dolphins. Could I give you a reason why? Not really. I do like what I see though. I think Isaiah Katoa is a out and out gun. Young dude, still learning his craft, but he feels though, and he plays like he's beyond his years. So hopefully the more games he gets under his belt, the more time he gets there, the better he will be. I expect in a few years we could be talking to about him as an elite 7, or at least elite half. And that's why he's been signed there for a long time, I believe. I think he's still got, like, he re-upped till like 2027 or 28. Unfortunately for the Titans, I cannot see, what's his name? AJ Brimson anywhere. So clearly still injured, which is just not cool. But Jaden Campbell's been killing it at 6 anyway. You got 4 in, just doing his thing. The vet, and then Kieran Kenny's been killing it at fullback. So even if he was to come back, the same old story. Where would he go? Zam Veros, who I'm surprised still hasn't gotten injured yet, because he always gets injured, that one. Holding it down at 9. Footwaker and Clark. Again, just good battles all around. Look, I'm going to pick the Dolphins to win this one in a high-scoring affair. I wouldn't be surprised if the Titans go in at halftime with the lead and the Dolphins chase them down. I could see both teams scoring 30 on this one. If I had to give my vote for player of the game, might just be the Hammer. He just knows how to score tries, and he's a good player, electric player, playing at the fullback there. So I might give the nod to him. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say because I'm going to be honest, probably not even going to watch this game. I'm probably going to be too dead and too tired from training that day. But hey, you never know. I might hand it over to you for the last game before we get into the big game.
Yeah, right on. So we've got the Raiders taking on the Rabbitohs at Eels Stadium in Canberra. And the Raiders played host last weekend and got the win against the Warriors. Can they play host again and get the big win against the Bunnies? Who knows? Time will tell. The Raiders need this win to sort of keep creeping towards that 8. The Bunnies, they need anything they can get right now to help them propel their season from mud shit awful into something salvageable. I'm not too sure what I'm going on with this game. Definitely the Raiders benefited from the return of Fogarty. He was putting up some bombs. The downside to Fogarty's bombs is when it was returned in service to him, he knocked it on. He couldn't catch shit when they were kicking towards him. So, hey, something for the Bunnies to tap into there. The Bunnies, man, I don't know. I thought they might have put bloody what's his name? Damien Cook in the centres this week after how well he played in the centres last week. He was carving up in the centres, man. It was a missed opportunity, I thought. Instead, they brought in Michael Cam. So good on you, Michael Cam. Well done. We've got Jai Gray still holding it down at that fullback position while the Bunnies eagerly await the return of their superstar Latrell Mitchell. Still no Cam Murray as he is serving out his suspension for his involvement in Game 3's State of Origin. New photos have shown some light around the other Queensland boys ripping into To'o out the back that never actually got brought into the judiciary. So they got off scot-free. It was Cotter and one other, and they're actually like trying to rip the shirt off of To'o. So yeah, good old one-eyed Queenslanders, eh? They always try to rip into the blame for the New South Wales guys, but could never take ownership of their own bullshit. I know Gordon Tallis and all of that were ripping into them, saying how grubby, how dirty a lot of these players were. But yes, back to this game. I hope Hudson Young can have another big game. Hope he gets over that try line for a try, and hopefully that wraps up my weekend and my multi hits big, which we'll get into shortly. But yeah, I'm actually not too sure. I don't like either one of these teams. I don't think green is a color I actually like. I've never liked these teams. I don't think I've watched like the Raiders enthusiastically since they had like Todd Carney, Robson. Is that his name? No, Ferguson and Dugan. Back when they had like Travis Wardell, Sean White, all those kind of boys. Like that was a long time ago, man. I know those are some OGs now when you think about Raiders football. This is like before Anthony Milford was a starter there. I think this is probably like 10 games in for Jared Croker, who's like played 300. So, this is a long time ago. But yeah, if the Raiders are to get some success, it is going to be through that forward pack. The halves and the forward pack will need to control the game for the Raiders. For the Bunnies, the halves and Damien Cook play the balls. I hope Keon Kalormatangi gets over the line for a try. He's due a big game. We've not seen a big game like those pre-Origin games from Keon for a little while now. My fantasy team, we're relying on you, brother. We're relying on you. But yeah, not too much. Your boy Tallis Duncan's getting the nod to start there for the Bunnies. So hopefully he gets stuck in there and has a good game. Sure. Overall, though, I think I'm going to go with the Bunnies. I think they're rolling off of some nice momentum there. And if Keon Kalormatangi can have a big game, I think they're in for all money. It's just such a lovely name to say, Keon Kalormatangi. It just rolls off the tongue. It's, yeah, man. Your parents did well, brother. That's a beautiful name. Where am I going? Yeah, Bunnies. I'm going Bunnies. I hate green. It's not my thing, but yeah, big ups to the Bunnies. Hopefully it's a good game. Will I watch it? We'll see what I'm up to. Man. I'm keen on like a good Sunday roast. I'm thinking like a pork, potatoes, kumara, pumpkin, some applesauce gravy, some beans and some string beans and peas is what I'm supposed to say. Peas and string beans and some Yorkshire puddings. I love Yorkshire puddings, man. They take it to that whole nother level. Shout out to Keegan Michael Key. Have you seen that skit? Well, it's not actually a skit. He like goes in to interview The Rock and Exhibit.
Oh yeah.
They think it's a legit interview too. This is before he's famous. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Find it. It's hilarious. Yeah. Wow. It's time, man. It's time. We've delayed it an hour. We're an hour into the show. And we haven't even talked about it, man. We haven't even like referred to it outside of the fact that they're both playing at the same stadium this weekend. I don't know why do the Dolphins even have a stadium if they don't play there? Is my question. Why do they? What's the point of paying rent somewhere if you're just going to play at our stadium? Like, go get your own stadium. Anyway. Friday night. Well, it's Friday evening, not even nighttime. I'm thinking Friday, man. Some fish and chips, some bread, some butter, some tea sauce. Pull up on the couch, man. A bottle of L&P. Hey, International Whānau. If you can get your hands on some L&P, that shit is some good, man. It's like a Sprite, but better. It's that lemony goodness. It's not a Sprite, but it's like a Sprite. I think that's my meal for that night. What are you going to have, brother, as you sit down and watch this game? Is this dinner time for you, or are you a bit later in the evening?
It's a bit early for me. I'll probably just be waking up from my nap, actually. Normally get up from the nap around 4ish, so I'll either be just waking up or shooting out to get something to eat. So, yeah, but I think what's the go-to on this one? I don't know. I've been feeling like some steak, eh?
Oh,
I do with
yeah.
some steak, man. Might have to get me some and have that. Or,
Are you a
yes,
sirloin or a ribeye guy?
sirloin.
Yeah. One day, bro, I wasted a sirloin on Jerry.
Oh,
Jerry loves it well done.
yeah,
I
yeah.
wish I just got schnitzel, man, and just fed him schnitzel. I can't believe I wasted it. Like, I cooked it perfect, medium rare. We had some gravy on chips. I made a garlic butter and rosemary to like baste it in.
Based it, yeah.
Yeah, nah, wasted it on him. He chucked it in the microwave to cook it more. I was like, my G, don't you ever come and eat at my house ever again. I will smack you back to Samoa. Well, this is man. This is our only game this season. This is the one and only time the Broncos will play the Bulldogs, and we get home field advantage. Not that it's been an advantage at
Bullshit.
all this season. We've lost every home game pretty much. I think we've won maybe 5 home games this season. The rest we've lost, and there's been a lot. Trust me, I know. I've been watching. Um, Oh, where do we start, man? Maybe I'll start with my lineup. You start with your lineup, and then we'll just go back and forth about different matchups, what we like, what we don't like from these lineups, and where we think this game will sit. So I'll start at fullback. The electrifying. He was him last weekend. Can he repeat that performance? We're talking about Mr. Rihari Walsh. Mr. Reese Walsh. Let's go to our wingers. We've got Selwyn on the wing, which is weird, and Jesse Arthurs on the wing. In the centres, we got Katoni Staggs and Dean Mariner. In our halves, we've got Ezra. Mam only plays with Captain Adam Reynolds is around. Then our forwards look like Corey Jensen and Payne Haas. Billy Walters is the hooker. Hetherington in for the potentially injured Brennan Piakura. Jordan Ricky is our other second rower. And holding it down at that 13 is Matua Patrick Carrigan on the interchange, which may change if Piakura gets elevated to that starting side. So this is something to watch out for. Tefano, it'll probably change on the day. We got up until an hour before kickoff. But anyway, currently, as of today, Thursday, the interchange looks like Blake Moser, Tyson Smoothie, Xavier Willison, and Martin Tapu. Over to you for the Bulldogs.
Yes, they're representing my Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, hoping to bounce back from their tough loss against the North Queensland Cowboys. We have Connor Tracy holding it down at the number 1 position. Our wingers are Jacob Carraz on one side and Blake Wilson on the other. Our centre pairing is Bronson Cherry, and at number 4, it is your captain, Stephen Crichton. In the house, we have Matty Burden and Toby Sexton. The forwards at props, our propping duo is Josh Curran and Sam Hughes, with Reed Mahoney as the hooker. Sekiro on one side, we have Kickout, and on the other side, we have Preston. And then you have Kurt Mann locking it down at their number 13. So the bench, we have Bailey Hayward holding it down for number 14. Lee Boy, Hawkboy, Kurt Moran, and Harry Hayes rounds out the 17. Not too sure who our 18th man will be. At the moment, it looks like it's Puasa from Missouri, but that could change. Honestly, I don't think our team will change that much going into it, considering Max King is out. Turns out he is a vital part of this team. Not having him here causes our already small forward pack to get that much smaller, which is just unfortunate. Bro, when I look at your team, I just don't see. I'm pretty sure they're going to switch Cobber and Mariner on the day.
Well, I've seen news articles that he's staying there.
Really? I don't see it, man. Don't see it. I think they'll do the late switch.
His fitness might not be up to par to play centre.
Whose? Cobbo's?
Mm.
Feel as though you do less work at centre, don't you?
Not defensively.
I'll do that. Yeah. Look, I mean, if we're gonna pull this one off, it's gonna be on the back of Matt Burden and his kicking game.
Oh, that's what's going to be good about this game. Is this going to be a kicking masterclass from both sides? Two different styles of kicking, but two precision kickers, man.
For I think the last game I remember Broncos Bulldogs, Reynolds just tore us apart. I'm pretty sure, like since he's been with the Broncos, the 2 games he's played against the Bulldogs, he's got player of the game both times, and he's absolutely owned us. So it's really frustrating. I would really hope that he was injured because he, like, to me, he's the difference. Like, without Reynolds, I'll give us a chance,
Yeah, well,
but
he
with
wasn't even supposed to
Reynolds,
be in until next week.
it's just
It's a different team, eh? It's a different piece. Like, even defensively,
it's just stupid.
they stand up to the challenge. Offensively, they have a little bit more cohesion. They have direction because you've got Reynolds there steering the ship.
Yeah.
I like how they've got Katoni Staggs inside Selwyn Cobbo because we all know Cobbo's defensive liability on the wing. He likes to press and jam at just the weirdest times. He'll always rush off his line and try to go for like Dylan Martinez Lesnap plays. So you got to have a great defensive center to cover the hit. And Katoni is that guy when it comes to that. So you definitely look for Stephen Crichton to exploit that. He'll probably look to cut in as a decoy with the ball and probably pass wide to Wilson out there on the wing, and Staggs is going to have to bolt from centre and cover that wing spot because we'll just probably that's probably where we'll see some tries coming in. That's happened before. Looking like matchup to matchup, you got to go Reese over Tracy,
Mm-hmm.
Cobbo over Wilson, like in terms of attack.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going. That one's hard. I think Crichton gets it just because he's got more X factor in attack than Staggs. Staggs is great on defense. His attack is good, but Critter can just turn nothing into something. I've always said Marin is a winger, not a centre, so I'm giving that to Bronson. And then Carrez over Arthurs. Burton over Mann, Reynolds over Sexton.
Yeah.
We're going Haas over Curran, Jensen. Is Hughes, what's he like?
He's the one that Phil Gold said would have a big season before the season started. He's good, man. He's good. He's a good worker. He's still kind of learning his craft.
Mm,
So he is kind of like prone to like making mistakes. But honestly, he looks like an NRL front rower. You know, he looks like an NRL prop. Plays like an NRL prop. Not
so
like
he's got like some teething issues at the moment. He's still kind of developing to get to that
yeah. Well, this is his first like proper season.
full season.
Yeah, I think he's played too many games to be a rookie. Because he's played like whatever like the minimum is. He's already done that. But he's still in. He's definitely. Pretty sure he hasn't played 50 games. So
Okay.
still but a baby in the NRL world, but he's getting better, and he looks like he is going to be a prop at the Bulldogs for a long time. Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'll give it to Jensen just because he led the forward pack in the absence of the Origin boys, and he's played more games. But long term, you'd probably say Sam Hughes then. Kick out over Hetherington. I don't know. Even maybe. We'll probably go even Hughes and Jensen. Even Ricky and Preston. Ricky's got good kick chase, but
Preston's just been injured for most of the season, so it's hard to know if he's like in form or still running into form. He just real stop start season for him, kind of similar to how kick-out season was last year.
Can't get momentum, eh?
Yeah, just too injury prone.
And yeah, Patrick Carrigan takes that lock position.
Of course.
He's just, to be honest, if the Broncos can get the win, it'll probably be on the back of a big Carrigan performance. on the defensive end, and a good kicking display from Reynolds. That's if the Broncos can get over the line there. I don't know about our bench, like Smoothie. I get Blake or Smoothie. I don't get Blake and Smoothie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I guess he played lock one game, or no, he didn't even. Did he? Nah, he
Who's?
didn't.
I wouldn't know.
Smoothie. No, he was scheduled to play lock. Obviously, Kerrigan last week came in to take him out of that, and it pushed Moser off the interchange onto the reserves. It's good he's kind of there or thereabouts at the moment, getting some game time. But yeah, I think he's probably the one that will fall out of the team come game day if Piakura is healthy. But I would like to see Moser in there. I'd like to see him play with Reynolds, because he's a really attack heavy hooker, man. He just loves getting quick play the balls, running, and then getting some passes going. He can offload, man. He can step. He's agile. He's quick. He's sneaky, bro. He's sneaky. I like him, so I think it'll offer something different that Smoothie doesn't bring to the table. But what Smoothie brings is his defensive reliability. Blake, kind of skinny, probably get run over. At least with Smoothie, he can hang on to a tackle. He might not be able to, one-on-one kick out, but he'll be able to hold on with Kerrigan. You know what I mean? So that's what you're getting versus a Moser, where Moser will just get run over 9 times out of 10. He'll try to hold on. He's heart over performance sometimes. He's just all heart, which is commendable. What do you think the Bulldogs need to execute and execute really well to beat the Broncos at home?
One, we got to look after the ball. We can't give up silly, like, schoolboy errors. We have to get out of our own sets, get out of our own half, make sure we get to a kick, put the pressure on the Broncos. So I'm looking for a high completion rate, limiting our errors, and which hopefully in turn limits the Broncos' chances. It's going to be hard because the two players that I'm scared of in your team, or that forward pack, is Kerrigan and Haas. I just think they're going to have a field day against us. And then with Willison coming off the bench, he could continue it. Just that dominance of the forward pack is which I'm really scared of. And if you give Reynolds a rolling start where his forwards are dominant, it's going to spill over. So I'm super worried about Kerrigan and Haas. I think we can stick with you for maybe like the first 10, 15. But as the game wears on, I can see the dominance of Kerrigan, the dominance of Haas start making inroads, and that's kind of where I am really, really scared about.
Yeah, I think especially in that second half after they have their spell on the bench, when they come back with a little bit of freshness, and they've had a full week's rest this week, and they only played, I think, about 46, 50 minutes last week against the Knights, so they didn't put in a big spell, but we still managed to get the win there. So, yeah, these boys are hungry. They know that every game, our season hangs in the balance. So they're hungry for a win. It's whether or not they can put the performance together to get that win.
Yes, so I'm super nervous about that. I think one key player for us is going to be Kikau, and if he can put kick pressure on Reynolds, and also if he can do his kick chase off Burden's kicks. So we kind of need Kikau to have a big game and affect it in, just different ways. He's great at doing, the charge out of the kicks. I think he might be one of the leaders in the NRL. He's pretty consistent with it, and he knows when to. And again,
I think that's a skill of Reynolds, though, is he kind of scouts those kind of players, so he'll stand a little bit deeper on kicks that he's got to boot downfield.
Yeah,
he's not one to sort of stand shallow in the line like a lot of the younger kickers do.
So, yeah, it just goes to show the veteran that Adam Reynolds is. And I kind of expect that. So, yeah, it puts even more pressure on Burden to get his kicks right. Because this forward pack, we have days where we're good and we can it's more of a collective than by individual. But I just don't think it matters when you got the likes of Kerrigan, Haas. And, they could care less. All cool. Use use all work as one unit. Yeah, we'll watch this. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So yeah, I am worried, given those two elite talents and Reynolds. And it's crazy. We haven't talked about Welsh. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
he's the one that's just gonna. If someone's gonna tear us apart off the back of a dominant performance by Kerrigan and Haas, and with Reynolds running the show, the one who's gonna just take it to the next level and provide the X factor is gonna be Reece Welsh. So am I worried? Fuck, I'm very, very worried. And we need this one, man. We need this one. It gives us a chance to either be on the same points as the Roosters, given Manly win, or we jump Manly off Roosters win. So this is a big must win for us in that sense, in staying with the top four, or staying with the top five. And for you, obviously keep your season alive, because if you lose this one, that's essentially game, right? Game, set, match. So yeah, Bulldogs need to think about in a way that we could end the Broncos season, or we still got, I guess what, shots up our sleeve, man. But this back half, our run home isn't the greatest. A lot of away games, and we have only won one game away from homes, which is really concerning. But it is what it is.
yeah. Look, there's lots to be worried about on both sides. Like you guys as well as us. For us, this is the end of our season if we lose this game. If we manage to find a way to win, hooray. If not, that's us. We booked those flights to Bali, and that's the end of our season. That's just the way it is. Currently, if the round plays out with the Warriors beating the Tigers, Storm beating the Eels, Sharks getting up over the Cowboys, Roosters over Seagulls, Panthers over Dragons, Dolphins over Titans, Bunnies over Raiders, and if the Broncos win, we we move to 10th. I thought we were 10th. Where are we? We're 11th. So we move up one spot, and the Bulldogs drop to 7th from 6th. So we move up or down a spot. If you win, you move to 5th. Seagulls drop to 7th if they lose. If Seagulls win, Roosters drop to 5th, and you are on the same points. And you drop to 7th. Yeah, so you just drop to 7th if you win. If you lose, and if you win, you move to 5th. If the Roosters win, if the Roosters lose, you just stay put at 6th.
Oh.
So not too many changes. And somehow the Dragons, if the Sharks win and the Dragons lose, the Dragons move into the 8th. That's crazy.
What the hell?
And if we lose, if the Broncos lose, we drop all the way to 13th. But like I said, if we lose, this is our season over. We book our flights to Bali. So it's a close game, man. I think Reece Walsh is going to have to attack on some broken play. He needs to have support from Ezra Mann on those plays where they just break out and sprint away, because Ezra Mann's probably the only one that can keep up with him. Or we're going off of some kick chase, or Dean's getting the ball 5 meters out. No one stops Dean 5 meters out, man. He just puts his foot in the ground. He just finds ways to get over that line. It's crazy how good he is from like 5 meters out. Bro, he must be the man at like 1 meter touch. The little square box, and you just at the beach and just bah. He must be the man at that, G. Like, bruh, he's crazy with what he can come up with out of nothing. So look to Dean to try and score a point this game. He's been I'd say Dean Mariner should probably win like club player this year, because in all of the Broncos games, he's the only consistent scorer in each one of those games. He's been able to get over that line, even in our losses. But yeah, it's an exciting game. I'm really looking forward to it. 5 p.m. at Tefano. Comment down below who you think's going to win. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. We need all the exposure we can get, because we try to go big time next year, ladies and gentlemen. I've had a thought as well. We are probably going to live stream on YouTube our us just watching the grand final. We're still trying to tee it up, but we're looking to be somewhere. It's going to be 2. It's going to be me. It's going to be Benja. I also hit up Danny, see if he'd be keen. So just waiting to hear back from him. Hopefully he'd be keen. That'd be cool. So yeah, we'll definitely. I've got what 1, 2, 3 cameras plus a laptop. If we can get one more laptop to plug in another mic, I think we'll be good to go, man. It'll be lots of fun. So if you guys want to watch us watch the grand final and just see our live reactions as each play-by-play goes, I think we'll set up a camera on the TV. I think we'll set up a camera on us. We'll be mic'd up. It'll be lots of fun. It'll be chaos, probably too much swearing, but it's live, so there's nothing we can do about it. And then afterwards, we'll charge up all the cameras, we'll sit down, and then we'll recap the grand final. We will not discuss anything about the game until the cameras are recording. I promise you guys that much. We'll do our grand final team, and then I think we'll do our team of the year that same day, maybe. So yeah, make sure you guys tune in for that. We will keep you posted on how that goes. But until then, let's head over to our TAB section, brought to you guys by Rode Wireless Go-To Microphones. Why? Because, man, when we upgrade, 2 is getting a new microphone, man. If we can get any sponsor, any kind of koha, that's what I'm investing in, is saving up, and we're going to get 2 some of these microphones that you can either buy that add-on, or you can buy the add-ons for a stick mic. I don't know where the stick part is, but yeah, stick mics, we hold on to them. Yeah, I don't know where the stick is, but yeah, those kind of mics. We'll upgrade his mic from the ridiculous thing that whenever he hits, because I'm wearing headphones, it is ridiculously loud. So shout out Rode microphones, and the audio quality on these mics are crisp. They're really sharp. We're not sponsored at all by them. This is just like, if you were to get into this, I feel like these are some of the best mics you can get at a decent price. The studio quality recording that you get from this mic and its ability to reduce excess noise from around the room is what I enjoy most about it, because I started with that microphone that 2 has, and it picks up cars halfway down the street, where this one doesn't really pick up too much. So get out, support Rode Wireless Go-To Microphones. Support us. Hopefully they support us, and they come and send us some mics, and then we can get 2 fixed. But until then, that's us. We're into the TAB. Now this week at the final, I'm going with try scorers. Your boy needs some money, man. I told you, I'm broke. I want to buy a motorcycle, so I need all of these people to hit this weekend so we can get a new motorcycle on Monday. Let's have a look. I've got Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, anytime try scorer. I've got Jerome Hughes, anytime try scorer. We've got Dean Mariner, anytime try scorer. Britton Nikora, anytime try scorer. Angus Crichton, anytime try. Jerome Luai, anytime try. Hamiso Tabuai Fido, anytime try. And Keon Kolomatangi, anytime try. Put $10 on that, ladies and gentlemen, and we will receive $29,194.72. Enough for a new motorbike.
Yes, my TAB for this week is looking similar to all the other weeks. We have just gone straight down the middle, head to head. So we have gone with the Wires over the Tigers, Melbourne Storm to smoke Parramatta. Of course, I'm picking my Bulldogs over the Broncos. I've got the Sharks, who are apparently the underdogs against against the Cowboys. I've gone I went with Manly. Nah, I went with the Roosters. We need to change that back.
No, I think you went Manly for the boost in the funds on the plus and minus.
That's right. Yes, because it looks better. Rewind. I've gone with Manly. They are the underdogs. They're paying $3, so it returns more. Now we've got Penrith up against the Dragons, Dolphins over the Titans, and the Rabbitohs are somehow the underdogs against the Raiders. That $10 bet final gets you a return of just under $1,300. Not too bad at all.
Not bad, not bad, not bad. Hey, so get over to TAB. Remember, gamble responsibly, or to be honest, don't gamble at all. Doesn't pay off. You're probably better RAM rating than you are trying to hit the TAB. You probably get more return and less crime. Less punishment for your crime, sorry. One thing that I did want to say is they have announced some of the automatic qualifying teams for the Rugby League World Cup. They are New Zealand, Australia, Tonga, Samoa, Lebanon, Fiji, Papua New Guinea, and there's 2 teams yet to qualify. And the Rugby League World Cup will be held in 2026 in Australia, and a couple of games played in Papua New Guinea. So be sure to check that out, whānau. For the Women's World Cup, they have Australia, England, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, France, and Wales have qualified, with 2 teams yet to qualify. Wheelchair Rugby League, 8 finalists to be determined next year. So you know damn well we will be your home for the coverage of the Rugby League World Cup 2026 in Australia. Tune into the practice run. We'll bring you all the latest action. We'll update it after almost every game. If they play a midweek game, you damn well know we've finished. And we'll get you that recap ASAP. So be sure to support us, whānau. And if your support can get us all the way there, we will be blessed. And we're not talking about financial support. We're just talking about you sharing us, liking the posts, liking the podcast, subscribing to the podcast, and just streaming, because that will help us get exposure, and then we can rip off some big ass company to fly us over there, and we just hang out and watch footy, because that's the goal. This is the foundation year. Next year we're going to try and boost up on the posts a bit more and have a bit better engagement with you guys. We want you guys commenting. We want you guys to really feel part of the whānau here, because come join our practice squad. We'll get a Discord set up for you guys next year as well, where you can get all the exclusives. We'll put all our bet slips, or our, what do they call those? Tips. All our tips in our Discord that you guys can subscribe to for free. We'll put all the codes and everything for free subscription now, or not now, but this season. So that next year, midway through next year, we'll start charging if we get a big influx of people. So that way, you guys, the real OGs, can benefit everything you can from the practice run, because you guys deserve it, man. You guys are the OGs. And we'll also get some codes for some merch when we get some merch eventually one day. That's the goal, You guys can have good codes for good discounts, And then we'll have a 2 versatility code. I'll have a code. 2 will have a code. Whose code makes the most sales is the man. The other has to do a dare, has to do a dumb challenge. That would be hilarious. Because we know the bro can do filming and do edits now. So if he fails, he can film the challenge. If I fail, everyone knows I got cameras. So I can film angles of it, man. I got a camera here, a camera there. I got a 360-degree camera here. I can capture it at 360. So, there's plenty of things that we can do with this channel, and I guess we'll dive more into it in episode 50 about how far we've come, some of our vision and thoughts for the future. We'll also do my GM, so that returns. It's my turn. I'm doing Manly Sea Eels, so tune in for episode 50 on Tuesday. It's going to be a big big episode. I'm still looking to find me a small cheesecake. I need to remember to get out on like the day of and go get that, man, because I'm gonna forget. So I'll try and remind you. If you can try and remind me, we'll both play it, man. But yeah, good luck this weekend, bro. You know, whatever happens, happens. I've been critical on the Broncos all season, so I'm gonna not have excuses for why we lose. I haven't had excuses for most of our games. It's all been fair. But if we win, I'm gonna rub it in a little bit, just a little bit,
Standard.
just a little bit,
That's
just
just
a little
standard.
bit. But that's it from me, Etepano. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. I hope you all take care, stay safe, be careful this weekend. And that's me signing out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share us with your friends. This is the practice run. Don't forget it.
Yes, and as always, we want to shout out to our supporters, both near and far. We really do appreciate the support. And like I already said, this is the end of episode 49, and we've got the big one coming up on Tuesday, the big 5-0. So feel free to join us, whānau. Should be a good one where we reminisce on the first 49 episodes. And we talk, the ups, the downs, what we've learned. And we'll throw in the NRL season in there as well, just for fun. But yes, man, same back to you. Good luck. I'm scared. I'm pretty worried.
Same.
I would be less worried if Reynolds wasn't playing, because he is just a little maestro and he is a genius. But whatever happens, happens. I just hope it's close.
Yeah, same actually. I want at least us to look like we give a chance.
Yeah. But hey, we'll save it all for the next episode and for all of our fans watching. We will see you on Tuesday. Until then, stay safe. Chur to the chur. Mā te wā.